Each of your archives sounds really interesting. Are there some gaps each of you could think about that you would like to have filled, or some research that you would like somebody to be doing with them? Now, let's start maybe with the Steinbecks.
Well, in terms of gaps of like a research project I would love to see is, there was a book called Portrait of the Marriage, which goes over, by Susan Schilling-Lawn. So that goes over Steinbeck's relationship with his first wife, Carol. I would love to see Portrait of a Friendship. So between specifically a, say, easier access book about the relationship between Steinbeck and Ricketts. And it's not that people haven't written about it, it's just, I want to see it all together, one book. And I think Portrait of Our Friendship would be really kind of cool to see. In terms of like things we have or don't have, I could never get enough Steinbeck letters. Steinbeck had a huge correspondence, and he often used writing letters to friends and family members and people asking him questions as a warm-up exercise for all of his actual writing. So I could never get enough letters, and the issue with that is we can never know how many there were.
Right.
I mean, there's conceivably thousands of letters, and I swear there's probably at least one or some in this county maybe just moldering away in a drawer. I did hear one story from a library in Ohio contacted me. They had an old letter framed on the wall, and they're like, "Who's John? Who's this guy?" And they realized it was a Steinbeck letter, and so this adds fodder to my theory that there are letters that people don't even realize that they have, because I have evidence right here. They didn't know what they had, and someone forgot. So.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
That's an excellent question. I agree with you. I'd like to see more letter collections, that we have more. We have some fabulous ones. I have a pioneer family, the Pyburn family. A fellow arrived here in 1849 and becomes a liquor merchant and a gambler in Monterey. And his family, this covers the whole family with letters and deeds and various other documents, all the way up to the beginning of the 20th, just about the beginning of the 20th century. His son becomes a county official. He completely changed his career and all. But it's just a fabulous story of this gold rush family that arrives here. I'd like to have more letters, more collections like the Piper family. We have others. We have some Spanish documents and some other things too. I can translate some of the Spanish, needs some translation. One of the things I really would like to get done, the gaps are, is getting certain things done to make materials more accessible to you and to others. We have the Wing Chong Company collection. That is Wing Chong on Cannery Road, the grocery store owned by the Yi family. Much of it's in Chinese. And I've had some Chinese people that help translate it, but it's in an older form calligraphy of Chinese. And so we're going to need somebody who's very familiar with that. And it has some records of his squid drying operation, some things having to do with the grocery and checks and things, including Ed Ricketts. A few checks.
Interesting.
For Ed Ricketts and some other things like that. So it's just gaps in getting things to be more accessible to people, I think. That's really where I really want to concentrate.
I guess my answer to that question would be kind of maybe three things come to my mind. Two. Two things would be, I have to collect historical reports from the various departments of the Defense Language Institute on a quarterly basis, most of whom don't want to send me quarterly reports on a quarterly basis. So getting them, extracting that information from them is a bit of a challenge. But kind of the main hole that I think is existing in the Defense Language Institute archival program is that we don't get a lot of information back. So we said that nothing we do at the Institute is classified, but our graduates all go into classified, most of them go into classified work. And then we don't hear much about them or what they do afterwards. So, and it's very interesting to us, and lots of folks would be interested in, what do foreign language linguists in the service of the United States government doing out in the world? What are they doing out in the world? Well, it's hard to answer because they're not required to send us information, and a lot of it's classified anyway. So that would be the biggest hole that I have, and if there was ever going to be a museum for foreign language linguists in here in Monterey, which is a possibility that could happen, that would be a huge research project. Wouldn't be my job, but that would be the whole that I would want to fill. That's two. So I just stopped. The third one was something that I forgot, so it's just.
Awesome. Any more questions? Okay, go.
What's an item that each of you received that really excited you? Perhaps recently received.
Okay, it's not an item, it's a collection, so it's one collection, but it consists of 451 items. It was a big job. I was a little daunted, but very excited, so recently we got a collection of foreign language editions of Steinbeck, and so this collection, kind of a relatively recent acquisition, came to us from people who had been collecting Steinbeck for 60 years. And so when we talk about that record of Steinbeck's publication, is that they had books that had not been accounted for in previous bibliographic catalogs that we're trying to catalog Steinbeck for in editions. So it was filling gaps, things that we never knew before, Chinese editions especially that we had never seen before, that had not been accounted for in one of the earlier bibliographic catalogs done by Goldstone and Payne. So this new collection, and they also produced a bibliographic catalog because they realized, oh God, we have enough to actually write a bibliographic catalog of all the Steinbeck editions they have. That was really cool, and it's particularly fun to be able to share these. So the one I did share today, that was the galley proof of The Moon is Down, including French, translated French edition. It also included, this collection also included a Danish edition that was passed around clandestinely.